Hello, my name is Nancy Young, and welcome to another episode of Your Voice Matters with Nancy Young, a program highlighting the positive voices within our local communities and how they're impacting and uplifting our world one person at a time. Now, before we get started, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button. Today, we'll be highlighting your voice through that of home ownership. My guest today is from Stockton, California. Her name is Tatianna Roberts. She's a realtor with the Advanced One McKeever Real Estate. At this time, help me welcome Tatianna. All right, thank you for joining me today, Tatianna. Welcome to the show.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm definitely happy to be here.
So, with COVID-19 being kind of on a way out so that people are starting to feel a little normal now, many people I know are looking for homes. And so you have good news to share with us today, right?
Yeah, actually I do. Right now has definitely been a very good time to buy. So I'm definitely ready to talk about that with you. Yeah.
Okay, so you're with Advanced One.
Yes, I'm with Advanced One McKeever Real Estate here in Stockton, California. However, I cover, I'm licensed in the state of California, so like I say, I can help my clients whether you're moving, if you're here or you're moving to SoCal, or even if you're moving out of state, I can definitely help facilitate that. So, yeah, there's no limit.
So how long have you been in the real estate industry?
Just about 2 years now. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so how have things changed since when you first got involved and to now?
As far as with the market,
with the market itself.
I'd say right now things have definitely been a lot more aggressive. I'm noticing that it's been a lot more competition, just as far as like with buyers. Representing my buyers, we're having to put just really, really strong offers together because we have more competition out there. There's a little bit, the inventory has been a little bit low as far as the options. So that's what's kind of creating that competitiveness.
Okay, so the options right now, do you think that's been affected by COVID, where people are maybe afraid to go to list or to show their homes?
Absolutely, that was definitely a lot of that has a lot to do with it. People are just maybe they were a little bit concerned with people coming in and out of the homes. But we've been taking extra measures to make sure that everyone is safe, practicing social distancing, limiting the amount of touching throughout homes and things like that. So, but that was definitely played a major role. I noticed people would say, we're just like, what, maybe I'm just gonna just sit tight for a bit. That definitely has played a role with as far as like on the selling side.
Okay, so right now, I think a lot of people have been taking inventory of their life and what they want to do. I know some people have decided to just retire. Mm-hmm. Some people who have decided to just actually buy their homes instead of renting. Mm-hmm. So right now, with this change of mindset and just trying to regroup. So what about those that have never owned before and that are renting or maybe they live at home with family?
Yeah.
So what would you say to them? How would you encourage them to actually step into this market right now?
I would definitely encourage those who are first-time home buyers to step into that mode of looking for your first home, just confidently. Right now the rates have been super low. I've seen even in the high 2s, 2.8, 2.9, which is like about as low as they've been in a really long time. So. There's a lot of first-time home buyers programs that are still available. They were fluctuating a little bit with the credit requirements during when the COVID first hit, but I'm noticing now that they have loosened up again on the requirements. So it's like, if you have a job for at least 2 years and you have a credit score at least in the 640 range, you could definitely walk into buying, closing on a home with a couple $1,000, once you get in your down payment assistance. So it's really a great opportunity, and I strongly recommend that buyers take advantage of that program.
Okay, so now I know when I was a young person, like college, it was scary. I wanted to buy a house, but I didn't know anybody that I could talk to about how to get into buying a home. And so you can hear about rates being really low, and people who are not used to that, they don't know what's low, what's high. Mm-hmm. And so I had heard back at the beginning of COVID that had dropped to like 0%. And so I don't know, maybe that was just rumor.
So. No, the rates never dropped to 0%. I think you're focusing on a different category that weren't, it was there was some rates being adjusted for those who invest in mortgage companies to give the loans to the buyers. So it had nothing to do with the buyers. But a lot of people who don't understand, you know, how everything works, they kind of like misconstrued that to be something that it wasn't. So no, they've not, they haven't dropped
that low, not for buyers now, so if you heard that,
yeah.
then that's.
But they are
right.
still really good.
That
I mean,
is.
you know, just 2 years ago, when I remember when I first came in, you know, my clients were lucky if they got rates that were 4.5, you know, and right now I'm seeing the 2.8, 2.9, so.
Which is excellent on a price of a home. Now, if you're
Yeah,
looking
very
at credit cards, you know, credit cards have a whole different interest rate
Right,
structure.
right,
But homes,
yeah.
you're looking at hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yes.
So the lower interest rates are very much desired. So now, what type of programs are there right now that's available? Are FHAs that out there? What's out there?
Right, so basically, there's a couple, so you have a conventional loan and then you have FHA. FHA is a loan that allows you to put, you know, 3.5% down. And then, when you're getting down payment assistance, you have programs called CalHFA, GSFA, and they fall in the category of an FHA. So, you know, it's not gonna, if you're getting down payment assistance through a CalHFA loan, it's not gonna just say CalHFA. It's gonna, you know, we're gonna check that FHA box. They go together. So, but yeah, so those are the two programs that are available. I noticed, you know, right when COVID hit, that some of those, it was really kind of hard to find lenders who were still willing to do that program. And if those were, they basically increased their credit score requirements. But lately, they have just loosened up a little bit on that. So we're back at 640, and the programs are back. And not everybody has them, but for me, it's important to make sure that I am aware of who has those programs available so that I can bring that information to my community. Because a lot of people, they're just not aware of it. So I make sure I make it a point to, you know, talk to lenders, and not just one lender, talk to multiple lenders and see what do they have available, what's going on, what's here, what's not here, maybe what's coming in the future and whatnot. So, yeah.
Okay, so just thinking about the whole industry itself, how did you get involved? How did you become interested in doing real estate?
Oh man, so I was interested because I was actually looking for a home myself. I wanted to buy, and I had heard about programs like you know, down payment assistance, but it didn't seem real to me. It just seemed too good to be true. So I started doing research into that, and then coming up with some information, and then, you know, I just kind of like a light bulb went off in my head, and I just got really inspired and was like, wait a minute, like, this is real, you can do this is doable. I want to share this information. I felt like it was like my duty to make sure that I was able to share the information with my community. So it all kind of just started with that, just wanting to achieve home ownership within myself, and with my family, and just spreading that information with everyone around me.
So personally, what does home ownership though represent for you?
To me, it's very deep. You know, I don't want to get too emotionally involved, but like, when I just think of, like, you know, the history of our ancestors, and just how the things that, you know, it wasn't really something that was easily attainable for our ancestors to, you know, get a piece of land and whatnot. So to me, being a homeowner is just, it's just a very important thing. It's very important to me, and it's close to my heart, and I feel like it's something we should all aspire to achieve. You know, it opens the door to be financially stable. You know, you're making the right investments, and doing, you know, going at the right pace, and not trying to live outside your means. Like, it's okay to, you know, start small and grow with your investments in real estate. And I think it's something that we all need to be doing, no matter if you can only afford a 1-bedroom condo or a 6-bedroom house on the beach. You know, like, we should all be aspiring to this at some point in our lives.
Right. It's a personal investment. It's a personal investment of security.
Mm-hmm.
And so while many people rent for many years, as I did,
Yeah.
too, and I didn't know till I was much older that, you know, some of the people in my neighborhood growing up, they had lived in homes like 30, 40 years, and they didn't own the home.
Right.
And
wait, so I don't want to cut you off, but you mentioned something that I've noticed as well, and that I learned. So people, you say you've been renting a home for over 30 years, and then now the landlord decides they want to sell it. I've heard these instances where they just go and they put the house on the market, but there's a certain law that protects you as a renter if you happen to be renting that long, where they are supposed to offer the property to you first before it hits the market. And I had a client who wasn't aware of that, and she wanted to purchase, she wanted to buy it. She lived in there for over 30 something years. She raised her grandkids there, and and she was really disappointed to know that she wasn't aware of that information. So I just wanted to make sure that I'm pointing that, if that was the case, that you should definitely be making sure that before that property that you're living in is being sold to the next person, that you have an opportunity to purchase it first.
Right. So do you know what that time limit is?
I don't want to say exactly, but I know it's between about 30 and 35 years. It might not even be as much as 35, but I just don't want to say the wrong information.
Right.
So I'm gonna give me a little room right there. But
it's really interesting, and it's important to note that for those who've lived in their home for many years, and they want to obtain that because it's such history that's within that home.
Yeah.
That they have that opportunity, because many people don't know of those things, and people suffer for the lack of knowledge, and so you don't have those little pin marks or pencil marks on the wall to show how people grew up in the house, and all the things that go with creating your own home.
Absolutely.
And so even renting, whether it's a house or an apartment. I had friends when we were in college. I had my own apartment, but I decorated it exactly how I wanted. I'm like, I'll just fix it before I leave. But they were afraid to put a picture on the wall or anything. They could not ever customize it to make it feel like their home, even though it may not have been their house, but it was their home. So that's why I think about what ownership means, to be able to have your own home.
Yeah, making it your own, and and your family being able to make it your own. Your children, your nephews, your nieces, your grandmother, anybody who comes over, it's like, when you live in a home, you start to create these memories, and you're like, oh, I remember that corner, that's where I hit my head right there, and I knocked my first tooth out, or whatever the case may be. Your grandma read us our first book here, or, just like these, having a home to call your own and to have over all these years and passed down through your family. I feel like it's just absolutely, you can't put a dollar amount on it. It's something that is just a beautiful experience and thing, and I wish people understood and were able to cherish it more and aspire to continue to pass home ownership through your generations versus, a lot of times people they want to kind of just divide it out. They don't want to deal with it, and I wish we could try to just encourage people to just keep their homes and keep them in the family and continue to pass that on, for generations to come.
So what about the millennials? So I mean, you're like right at the end of the part.
I'm in there. No.
So I know a number of years back, I was hearing that a lot of millennials are actually the top people that are buying these days. And so what would you say to the millennials? Because I think for some, in some areas, they may be doing that, while others, maybe even in the Black community, may not be buying early. Maybe they just feel like, that's not for me. I don't need to make an investment at that point. And then sometimes for people, they'll wait so long and they get older and it's like, man, my credit was much better when I was younger.
Yeah, right.
So what would you say, how would you encourage young people to?
I would encourage them not to worry about, I feel like a lot of times a commitment, and people feel like, okay, if I buy this house, I have to have it for the next 30-something years. And that's not the case. You can literally buy a home, and if you change your mind, you want to move, you want to sell it, or you want to move forward, whatever, in a year, you can do that. There is room to move around. But one thing I noticed is that it's not good to just wait and pay someone else's mortgage off instead of investing in yourself. So it's like, if you have been employed for 2 years, your credit is in a good place, why not go ahead and invest into yourself? You're making a monthly rent payment, why not just pay your mortgage? So just don't be afraid of commitment, don't be afraid of failure, don't be afraid to just see what's out there, just go ahead, just go for it and just check it out and just see where you're at and see what you need to do to where if you can't get there now, at least you'll know what you need to do to get there in the future. So I just say you just got to go for it.
Yeah, and so the young people, we talked about the older ones who've been in homes for many years, and
Yes.
all those in between need to know that, even though you may have made some mistakes, there may be some things in your credit, that there are companies out there that can help. Do you work with any entities that help clean up credit?
I'm glad you asked me that because I absolutely do. It's important. I mean, let's be real here.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of us have credit problems. I have experienced it myself. I've had great credit, bad credit. I've been anywhere between. Things happen. So it's important for me. It was important for me to make sure that I connected with lenders who had these programs available. So I do have lenders who have in-house creditors who will go ahead, with your permission, look at your credit, and then let you know what you need to do to increase your buying power, increase your credit score at no extra charge to you. They just hope that once your credit score does go up, of course you're gonna, utilize them for your loan. So yeah, I have that available, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's great to know because a lot of people need fresh starts. We need fresh starts as we're moving into this new era of life. Things are just changing and shifting, but it'd be great to be able to be established and start somewhere.
Right.
Like Tatianna said, it doesn't have to be the end all home, the home that, the grandkids all grew up in, but a lot of times people wait and they think that the prices are going to go down. I remember that in my 20s. I was like, oh, the rates are going to go down, the home prices are going to go down, and when they jumped to $400,000 in Fremont, I was like, oh my God, that's terrible. And then you look up and it was like $900,000.
Right. That's $400,000. They don't be bad. Right.
And so I think people are waiting for something else to happen to be better. But if we can just start somewhere.
Yeah.
And so we'll get the information from you of how they can at least contact you. And we'll put that on the screen at the end so people can contact you and and maybe ask you to help them step out and do what they need to do right now for themselves.
Yeah, you can definitely. I know they have my phone number and email available. I'm available call, text, and also on social media as well. For all my millennials and what's the next generation? There's something else.
I'm Generation X. I don't know what
all of us. I have the contact. You guys can contact me however you feel. If you want to send me a letter, how about if you want to handwrite me a letter?
Okay. Boomers.
We can do that. But yes. So thank you so much for having me, Nancy.
Thank you. I'm so glad that you joined me today.
Yes.
And thanks for educating me and encouraging me to encourage others. And hopefully many people are encouraged by this particular show today that they will step out and start to do some things for themselves, investing in their own home. Thank you for the many opportunities that you throw out there at us to know that are there to help.
Absolutely. My pleasure. All right.
Again, thank you, Tatianna, for joining us today and sharing how your voice is truly making a difference in this world of real estate and helping to show others how to own their own property and how to own their own memories. At this time, if you've enjoyed the show, please go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button. If you'd like more information about how to get in touch with Tatianna and make that first step, go ahead and see the information on the screen below. Thank you again for joining us for another episode of Your Voice Matters with Nancy Young. And remember, until next time, your voice matters. If you have something positive to share and you would like your voice to be highlighted on Your Voice Matters with Nancy Young, please contact me at YVMwithnancy@gmail.com. And if you've enjoyed this programming, please hit the subscribe button right now. Thank you.